Hey everyone, so today we're going to dig into a trend that's really seriously taking root with a whole new generation. It's all about trading that screen time for some green time and discovering how getting your hands dirty might just be the best way to find a little calm in our chaotic, super digital world.
I mean, we've all been there, right? The endless notifications, the doom scrolling, that constant feeling of being completely overwhelmed. We're all searching for a way to just disconnect and find something real. Well, for a growing number of people, the answer is literally right outside their door. Take Marcus Bridgewater. You might know him online as Garden Marcus. He found that the simple, kind of mindful act of just nurturing plants helped him manage his stress and, cultivate some patience. His garden became his sanctuary, a real, tangible place of peace. And believe me, he is not alone in this discovery. To really get how much we're all searching for these kinds of solutions, just look at this number, 44 billion. That's how many views the hashtag mental health has on TikTok. The demand for wellness and just some peace of mind is absolutely massive. But there's a catch. Yeah, so we're all searching for help online. But here's the massive disconnect. A huge chunk of that digital advice, over 83%, is misleading or, honestly, sometimes even harmful. And that's exactly why a real-world practice like gardening is so powerful. It's an authentic alternative to all that noise. It's a real, tangible connection to the earth.
Okay, so you're ready to start. But where on earth do you even begin? Let's get into the plan and find your roots by making that first big decision, choosing what to plant. Super, super simple.
The absolute key here is to work with nature, not against it. Indigenous plants, the ones that are from your local area, have spent thousands of years adapting to your climate. So what does that mean for you? It means they're naturally water-wise, low maintenance, and super resilient. They support local wildlife and are tough against local pests. Honestly, starting with them is like starting a race halfway to the finish line. And to make it even easier, here's a little cheat sheet if you're in a hot, dry climate like South Africa's Highveld. Think of it as your starter pack. You've got the stunning agapanthus, which just thrives in the sun with hardly any water. There's the aloe, this cool, geometric, water-wise wonder that birds absolutely love. And for a pop of dazzling color in the driest spots, you've got the gazania. You can't go wrong with tough, beautiful plants like these.
All right, so you've got your plants. The next stage is the work itself. And let's be totally clear about something. Things will probably go wrong. You're going to face some challenges. But this isn't about failure. It's about learning, adapting, and finding a rhythm with the natural world around you. Pretty much every new gardener hits these two walls. Pests start showing up, and the soil feels like impossible to work with. It's a rite of passage. But seriously, don't get discouraged. These aren't signs you should give up. They're basically invitations to understand your garden's ecosystem a little better. Now, if you have heavy clay soil, you might think you're out of luck. But here's the secret. Clay soil is actually fantastic at holding onto nutrients and water. The trick is just to improve its structure. So don't be intimidated, just work in organic matter, like compost. Yeah, it takes a little patience, but what you're doing is creating this super-powered foundation for your plants. And when it comes to pests, think prevention, not war. It really all starts with healthy soil and creating a balanced environment. By choosing the right plant for the right spot, adding a mix of plants for biodiversity, and watering smartly, you're building a strong, resilient garden that can naturally keep most pests in check. Now for the really fun part. We've moved from all that planning and problem solving to pure creation. This is where you go from just, keeping plants alive to actually designing a space that brings you joy and really reflects your own personal style. So, you've got a few plants here, a few plants there. How do you weave them all together into something that feels intentional, beautiful, and uniquely you? Well, the secret is to think in layers. The first and, let's face it, most obvious layer is color, but you don't need a degree in art theory to make it work, I promise. Simple, classic combinations are often the most stunning. For instance, let's take a classic combo, yellow and blue. You could use a bright yellow daisy as your foundation. Then, behind it, plant these tall spikes of blue agapanthus for some height and drama. Then, in front, add shorter clumps of yellow flowering bulbinella for another layer of texture. And just like that, you've created a beautiful, coordinated design. See? Easy. A garden should engage all the senses, not just your eyes. So after color, let's add the layer of fragrance.
This is the thing that transforms a simple walk through your garden into a truly immersive experience.
And for this, the undisputed queen has got to be the scented pelargonium or scented geranium. Plant them along a pathway where you'll brush past them or near a patio where the breeze can carry their scent. With varieties that smell like rose, peppermint, lemon, even nutmeg, you're creating this invisible architecture of beautiful aromas. Okay, our final layer is shape and form. This provides the structure and visual interest that lasts all year round, even when things aren't in bloom. It's kind of like the skeleton of your garden design.
Just look at the contrast here. You can use something like the wild iris for its neat, fan-like shape and these dark, sword-like leaves. And then you can soften that structural look by pairing it with something like the weeping anthericum, which has these soft, arching, grass-like leaves. Playing with these contrasting shapes is what makes a garden dynamic and, really captivating.
So, we started this whole journey as an escape from the digital world. But now, we're going to bring it full circle. Because in our modern age, the personal journey of creating something real and beautiful, well, that's a powerful story to share.
The goal here isn't to project some perfect, curated life. It's about authentic connection. Sharing your real gardening journey, the muddy hands, the pests you fought, that first flower that bloomed, that's what builds a genuine community. It's the perfect antidote to all that misleading online content we talked about at the start. And for people who do build a community around their passion, there's always this question of making money from it. This quote from Tess Barkley just nails it. Authenticity isn't lost when you share things that genuinely help people. So sharing your favorite tools or where you buy your seeds, that's not selling out, it's serving the community you've built. So the key takeaway here is this. It all comes down to storytelling. Whether it's a small victory over a stubborn weed or the absolute joy of seeing that first bloom, your ability to translate your personal journey into an engaging narrative is what truly connects with people. From that very first seed you plant to the final design you create, your garden is so much more than just a collection of plants. It's a reflection of your patience, your creativity, and your growth. It tells a story. So the only question left is, what will yours be?